It's the man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
I'm so close when you burn in hell forever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the longest-running episodic podcast on the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel. Welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. Joe Koff is dead! I'm your host, PK, with the Blvd Bullies, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, my cohorts, my co-conspirators. First and foremost, the most hated man in all of the deathmatch community. But I'd rather be the most hated than have my government name be Chad Mins. That's for goddamn sure.
Listen.
Did you see the clip of him holding the table as Matt Justice jumped off the scaffolding, and then when the table broke and the spot went down the way they all envisioned it in their jerk off wet dreams, he went, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, and I implore you, please, if you are a wrestler or a wrestling fan that has a problem with this man, test us and watch him rock you right in the Jack Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, One Punch Bry, Ginsburg July, the merch guy. Bad take.
Hello, friends. Hello, filthy freaks. Welcome to the show. Welcome to shit.
Welcome to hell, shit. And, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this season, wearing a beanie. Wow, it seems like just yesterday that we were sweating in the upstairs rooms of our respective...
Yes!
Just dying, sweating, just wishing for the sun to just go ahead and swallow the earth once and for all. He is a former Showcase Showdown winner. Oh, well, he's a former boat owner, and he is a Showcase Showdown winner. He can't take that title away. And he is a CZW Hall of Famer, and he is my wrestling father and yours. A man with dozens of brothers. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry the Legend.
Larry.
Thank you, Pat. And you know what? I just wanna acai moonsault off of that introduction to tell my favorite Joe Koff story.
Joe Koff is dead!
And it involves one of my many... Well, he is, but at one point he was not. And this story involves one of my many brothers. I was at the very early stages of my tryout period with Ring of Honor. And this was at a point where Joe Koff didn't really know me, really, if you can believe it. And my brother, Mark, rode with me to Columbus, Ohio, okay, to do a show. And when we arrived, we sauntered our asses in. I've got my garment bag and everything. And I'm like, oh, yeah, just come this way, man. I'll take you to the backstage. You can see Maria Kanellis. Joe Koff comes up to us with all of the Karen urgency of mankind within him, and this very surprised look on his face, and he holds his hand out and he goes, excuse me, gentlemen, can I help you? And I look at my brother Mark, And he looks at me like, oh my God, here we go. And I go, Joe, it's me, Larry, the announcer. And then Joe goes, Larry, come here, Larry. I know you. Come here. Just didn't recognize you. I was like, oh, yeah, because I was in my civilian.
Yeah, he just thought you were a normal black.
And with another.
Yeah,
right.
double black.
And he goes, excuse me.
He was in a paddock.
Dude, it was amazing. It was amazing. And like, I almost wanted to laugh, but I knew my brother, Mark, was like, are we supposed to be here? He didn't know anything. Like, he's like, is Larry like pulling my leg and like just trying to get in the show or whatnot? And I go, Joe, it's me. It's Larry. And he goes, Larry.
Yeah, he had no
love
fucking
Larry.
clue.
Come
He
here.
had no
love
clue.
You. It's my favorite Joe Koff story of all time.
Well, my favorite Joe Koff story is the one and only time I met him, which, Larry, every time I forget, you always remind me. And even you sent me a text just before you joined the call, and I'm going to read it because it warmed my heart. You said, first of all, Pat, you are, all caps, brilliant throughout this entire offering. Second of all, MJF and Larry Legend cameos, like out of this world, good to not have already been shared. We're going to share it. We're going to share a rest in peace Joe Koff. And if you want to get a head start, you can look at Pat's first Ring of Honor show on the Blvd Bullies YouTube channel, which is a tour de force. It's 11 minutes of just fucking mania. And, you know, back before Brian was killing XPW's careers, and XPW really as an entity, I can't help but feel like I was partially responsible for killing your Ring of Honor career because you got us in at Friends and Family that one night, and we stayed all night, and they were sweeping up the ring, and I was elbow dropping piles of garbage and bothering ring crew guys, and I accosted Joe Koff. I accosted Joe Cost. And yeah, so thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the bullet for me. Not a lot of views on that video. There should be more views on that video.
That, you know, you're right. You probably did help kill my career because you and whatever bullies were with you at the time, whatever iteration of the BBs were with you at the time, you were not the only ones that I used to just, my friends and family, you know, I'm at the tux, I got the bow tie on, haircut. I just go up to the front when anyone texts me like, yo, I'm here. And I just go out and I go, come in here. Come in here. You know, like with Karen energy myself, like, come in here. And then I'd go up to Gary and I'd go, Gary, these guys are my friends and family. Are we doing any respect? Or Gary would just go, go ahead, Larry, get out of my fucking face. I'm doing business. I'm making money. And I got Brian XL, Pat of the Blvd Bullies.
Brian XL is HOG, right?
What's that?
That's the HOG. The
yes,
former
Brian
owner.
What's the Pete Rosato was a guest several
The voice
times
of a
of mine for Ring
generation.
of Honor shows. A lot of my MMA cohorts would come check it out, and yeah.
Right, it's like Adam Cole at the time had like 3 guest list spots. Larry would bring like 15 people.
Yeah,
like, man, Larry's got a lot of brothers.
Listen, when you're the live events coordinator, my brother Taj, you know Taj, he's got a matching tattoo like yours, Pat, on his palm. You know, I would get Christina Diamond was there often, like just everybody. So yeah, it is probably one of the reasons that Ian Riccaboni is the one on AEW announcing ROH now.
Stop
Larry
the show.
Is but a memory.
Stop the show right now. Stop it right now. How is Christina Diamond?
we you know, she's focused, man. She's focused. You know, she's a New York City realtor, and she helps people buy properties, and she does a lot of work on social media with talking about Billionaires Row and shit, or Millionaires Row.
I feel like she's good at being a business person.
That's being a fucking realtor is such a stressful dog eat dog shit, dude. That's like a fucking
Yeah, that's like optimum, like upper echelon sales. Yeah, I don't like sales. I don't like sales.
Yeah.
Customer
I hate
service,
sales.
not so bad. But I just don't have enough nice clothes for sales. Christina Diamond,
And she has
a lot of nice
plenty.
clothes. A lot of
And
nice
she
clothes.
often on her social, she's showing off her
Beautiful
fit,
hair. Beautiful
and
hair. I don't have good enough hair for sales.
all you gotta have is the gift of gab, Pat.
Just wear a hat.
Pat on freak mode. Hey, thank you everybody for reaching out and suggesting that I go to the hospital for the last half an hour of the show last week. I'll tell you what, Mets started at 5. Our show started at 7. And between 5 and 7 beers were drank. And 0 food was,
That's always your excuse.
That's what it is, dude.
I always go, I didn't eat.
You always say that you haven't
It's 'cause
eaten.
No, he's right. He's right. Because
That's
liquor
just my
and
excuse
beer,
for being a horrible drunk. Oh, I didn't eat. It wasn't the
Liquor-
ecstasy, it was the egg
liquor-
rolls.
Yeah.
liquor
lack
and
of egg
beer,
rolls.
liquor and beer, like make you feel like you ate. They fool you into thinking that you have something on your stomach, but you don't. And that crept up on me just the other day. You're absolutely right, Pat. If you're drinking with no food, you're fucked.
But I definitely last week got the spins like I was 23 years old and on somebody's sofa at a house party. Like I was fighting for my life. And I was leaning right here like this. And like I could have fallen over at any moment. I was struggling to keep my balance even in the chair on the desk. It was wild. So,
we were here for
do you
it.
guys remember that?
Yes, me and Larry.
Okay,
We
cool. You
closed
guys
the
were
show.
here.
Yeah, we were here.
So
It was
thank you
lovely. It was lovely.
Thank you to both of you guys for handling the show. And then I shut my camera off for the audience, but my camera was still on for you guys. So you guys were like, "Pat, are you okay?" And I'm like, "No."
Right, we could see.
Don't
We saw
listen.
you just.
Don't look at me.
I didn't know that you. I didn't know that you turned the camera
Don't
on.
look at me.
You should have left it on.
So that's basically what's happening. We have a great giveaway today. We have a lot of great things happening. A lot of deathmatch things going on, going around. So much. And we find ourselves once again in the familiar position of champions of the community. Investigators. Whatever's out there, whatever thing there is to get to the bottom of, we're going to get to the bottom of it. So this is our second mystery episode. First, we pretty much solved, without a shadow of a doubt, who canceled the junkyard back over the summer. You're welcome. And now we have to get to the bottom of what's going on with glass tubes in the Deathmatch, New Jersey area. Brian, I've been obsessed with everything except wrestling this week, mainly the New York Metropolitans and my horrible fantasy football team. Could you start from the beginning? Could you lay this out for me brick by brick? And Larry, feel free to chime in as well with any of your knowledge or inside information. Like, how did this start? How did this rumor of glass being banned in New Jersey start? Where are we with it now? Who are the players? Who are the suspects?
All right, so brick by brick, there was a XBW show this week.
XBW.
XBW, X Brand Wrestling, at the H2O Center in New Jersey. And before the event went off, it was going to be a deathmatch event. Glass was brought to the event, 2 boxes of tubes, panes of glass. And then, I guess apparently there was an email sent to Matthew Tremont. And this email was an official email stating that there is now a crackdown of glass in of all of New Jersey, and that there will be $10,000 fines for anybody found using glass. So
Well,
at
wait a
this
second.
show-
Let me stop you right there. Wasn't there a post by Janela and Brett saying that they're going full WWE style? Like, didn't that propaganda and bullshit start before this email was uncovered?
Yes, but
So there was
it
prior knowledge.
it has, but that's unrelated. It's seemingly unrelated because they weren't doing that. Like GCW wasn't doing the GCWWE because of the no light tubes. That was just the direction they've been moving towards for a while. They've just like that's what they like. They've been moved. That's what
They were just being silly and trolly, and it's just a
yes,
coincidence.
I think it's more of a coincidence because
Unless Brett's at the head of the conspiracy.
well, he's a suspect. This is why we're doing this show, and so at the show, no glass was used, and all the matches were
At the XBW show at the H2O
XBW
Center,
show at the H2O Center.
which was Friday.
Friday, right? Yes, XBW was Friday. No glass used, and then we were informed by people at the show of this information. I was informed.
Of this official email.
I was informed of the glass being at the show and the email. It was seen by multiple people.
This email was official.
There was a meeting of the people, a meeting of the people of the performers, and everybody they were all told the same thing, that there was an email and it's cracked down, no glass, fines. Bet. No glass was used. Next day, I post this information, and there's a GCW War Games event. And then at this event, there was glass used.
Well, was it the same amount of glass that would normally be used, or was it just like choose
At
your
first,
spots?
at first, there was one. There was a hardcore scramble that used one bundle, but
I
then
saw
there
the
was
photo of one single bundle.
there was the
laying
one
under
single
the-
bundle,
It's just a
which I
lowly
think was a
bundle.
troll. I think they did that to troll because in the arena Yamashita versus Brandon
Yamashita.
Kirk. No, it's Yamashita.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said.
But it's in the ultra-violent title match, ultra-violent championship had a plethora of glass.
Huh.
Plethora of glass. And then the War Games match itself also had glass. And then night 2, there was a second night, John Wayne Murdoch versus the best hairline in the biz, Lou Nixon. They used glass. And then also, Matt Tremont himself used glass against Cyclope.
The man who presented the email in question.
Right.
Well, maybe
the
it's
man,
because it was outdoors.
the second night was inside of the low attendance pavilion.
Huh. I love that place. Larry, how are you feeling? Do you care? Thoughts? Concerns?
I smell a rat.
But what's the rat? So,
I
and do you
smell
think
a
it
rat.
has? Do you think it has to do with Seven? Do you think it has to do with Seven? Do you think it has to do with Nick Gage? There's so many
well,
factors.
wasn't the seven event moved because Matt Tremont was doing renovations on the building? But now
That
it
was
turns
one.
out that the building, there's no announced shows and nothing's really going on with the building. Right? Am I bugging?
No, that's
No,
100%
yeah,
facts. 100% facts.
You know, because
They were
I've been, once again, just the way you saw me last week on the desk, that's the way I've been every day this week. So I'm just going by what I see briefly. I would need you guys to fill in the blanks for me here.
Dude, it's a very confusing confusing situation because there's not many things that we can fill in because it's just unknown. Matt Tremont has also gone ghost. He's deleted his Facebook. H2O events have been removed from the H2O Facebook. The H2O Facebook is still there, and it has no events. There's no events on it. I personally messaged Matt Tremont
Right,
try to
because you were
get
trying to get to the bottom of things.
trying to get to the bottom of it. Asked him if I messaged Matt Tremont asking about the Schlack versus Tremont cinder block match that is supposed to be happening in November. That they have been building. And I also asked Schlack. I asked Schlack. Schlack says he hasn't heard one word from Matt Tremont and he doesn't know. The man Schlack doesn't have any idea. And Matt Tremont saw my message but did not respond.
So Steel Steps in the chat. By the way, let me just catch up on the chat. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We love you. We live for you. You guys are the best. Listen, the fact that you can't... Why? You guys want to see Brian's hair? They're complaining that your head is cut off because they want to see your hair.
You want to see my hairline? I have a pretty good hairline.
So, Captain Dave, thank you for your lovely intro in the chat. As always, you're amazing. I think the $10,000 fine for the glass thing is absolute bullshit. People need to stop snitching. Truth Seek says, Brian, did you see Lou Dixon's hair get lit on fire?
Yeah, what happened was someone punched him in the face with a burning hand, and he punched him right in the face.
And so this
Probably
is what I'm kind of really interested in. Quote unquote renovations. Seven was pulled from H2O, and then a week later, someone calls on H2O, meaning calls about the glass. But I mean, glass has been going on in small buildings where we're all breathing in the fumes for like 20 years. You know? And you know what's funny too? When you tell a normal person, you could tell the most... Or, I'm sorry, you could tell the least scientific, least health-conscious, normal person that you go to shows where the guys hit light tubes over each other's heads, and the first thing that person will say is, oh, there's like poison in there. It's bad to breathe in. It'll kill you. So, like, that's like the lowest level common knowledge that light tube fumes are not
Matt
great.
Tremont, they did a fucking 700 light tube match inside of the H2O
and
Center.
everybody in the building is going to die before they're 50.
I don't know about that. Everyone's going to die. You don't know if it's because
H2O
of the
made a
light tube.
post today on Instagram saying their Facebook was taken down.
Yes. Oh, the Facebook was taken down as well.
Yeah, and once again,
Well,
nobody knows
Matt
anything. This
Tremont's
is just all
Instagram-
an investigation. It's all an investigation. No, we're just saying what we've seen and heard.
Matt Tremont's
We're-
Instagram still exists, and the H2O Instagram still exists.
Larry?
So I think the bigger story, y'all, and no one has mentioned this, is that DJ fucking Hyde, who just drew 500 people to his yard for the Tournament of Death,
Oh, now it's
announced that
500.
Cage of Death would be returning, and that Cage of Death would be returning in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, no, you're not. So let's maybe through certain municipalities, and whoever,
indeed.
let's create this subterfuge that there's now these $10,000 in New Jersey if you use glass, right? But and let's further this by H2O just like, we're not even doing anything. We don't do glass in every matches, but because we can get a $10,000 fine, we're not doing anything. I smell a rat.
Well, that's listen, nobody loves talking shit and gonzo wrestling gonzo journalism more than me. But at the end of the day, it's fun to like point fingers and suspect, but you can't deny that over the last like however many fucking years, maybe even 10 almost at this point, the H2O Center has been a great place for wrestling, for deathmatch wrestling, not only for H2O, but any other smaller promotion who wants to like, it's a price, I guess, that you can actually do work in. And shout out to Seven in the chat, Seven Wrestling in the chat, $1 billion backer. We just need like $2,000 for our equipment. That's fine.
Listen,
We
do
just
you-
got to get Larry
do
like
you
a
think-
headset, like a something, you know, and like.
I'm getting a headset. Seven has bought me a headset. It's in the mail.
Oh well, there you go. Read my mind.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get Mike to come on the show. Tell him to check his DMs.
Check your DMs. Brian is DMing everybody, trying to get to the bottom of things. You also relentlessly antagonized, everybody in the community all week, Brian. With your,
Dude, I don't antagonize people. I make posts with observations that make people annoyed. So that's not my problem. I don't say, "Hey, you, this is fucking this is stupid." I just say, "Oh, this is my observation, and I'm posting it on the internet."
I don't.
If it makes you type, fuck off.
I don't antagonize anybody. I just share my observations that piss people off on the internet.
Yeah. I don't personally
just
tag.
tickled me.
I don't tag people and antagonize them. If anything, people antagonize me.
Oh,
they
no.
comment on my posts and talk shit to me. Don't comment, brother.
Bad.
Keep moving up the fucking wall.
Chase says Matt also canceled his live sale due to last-minute technical issues. Seven Wrestling says
Do you think that they cut the internet off? Do you think they cut the internet off at the
I
H2O
don't
Center?
know, dude. I don't know. Maybe like
I mean, if
somebody
they're
blew a
doing
whistle on
renovations,
Matt. You know, I don't know.
It's all
Because
very
you hear
confusing.
stories and things. You hear things.
So Larry, you think that there is a rat. You smell a rat. It's not Matt Tremont trying to get out of bookings that he has at the H2O Center because he is departing and going out of the state to Michigan.
He's moving to Michigan.
He's leaving New York and the H2O Center and going to a different place. And maybe he just doesn't want to deal with any of the shit.
Yeah, maybe
and
he's
said
just
that the
hit
state
eject.
and he hit eject and is using an excuse. And this is just conjecture. This is not facts.
But
This is
that
just
really-
me.
that
This
really
is a hypothesis.
Completely different. That's a completely different situation or thing than. I don't think the glass banning and the H2O weirdness is related. I mean, is it related? It doesn't seem like it is.
He used glass in a different company used glass in New Jersey indoors.
Oh, Michael Servino sending videos calling the cops, says Truth Seek. Truth Seek.
Pervino. We don't
That's
say
what we're
his
doing right
full
now.
name here.
Truth Seeking.
That's very possible. It's very possible.
Seven Wrestling
Disgruntled
says,
sex pest. Disgruntled sex pest calls the cops.
Larry,
very possible.
bad news for you. Seven Wrestling in the chat says, we traded the billionaire backer for the SVN name. Probably a bad trade. Uh-oh.
See,
Dude,
that's
we backed
bullshit
the
because
wrong horse, dude.
Seven is a branch. I thought Seven's a branch.
Yeah, we had a whole email.
Yeah,
There's
but
a whole legal.
yeah, it is. But the billionaire backer, it's not his. You know what?
Then we have people saying
shit.
Brian is abrasive. Brian is a great person. How about this? What about the theory that Matt made it all up to get out of what he had coming up? Kind of weird to delete the Facebook.
There's just small little weird coincidences that are just weird. Like, they could be coincidences, but that many coincidences is weird.
John Richter in the chat says there is 1,000,000% a rat. Hyde's Junkyard Show was affected. Now H2O. In my opinion, I think someone is up to something.
Where's your magnifying glass, Pat? Last year you had a magnifying glass. See, this one's not as good already.
We're never going to solve this mystery without my classic, iconic magnifying glass. Oh,
no!
my God!
Wow.
All right, we're back. We are so back.
We did it.
Richter is on the money, honey. And shout out Johnny, always been a huge Larry Legend supporter and
We come
Blvd
for Larry.
Bullies
Brother and
fucking
come.
supporter. So we love Johnny and his comments in the chat and all the contributions he's made in the form of super chats in the past. we stand Johnny Richter.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone is against DJ.
What?
That's what I'm saying, y'all.
Why are you bringing DJ into this?
Because DJ announced at
It's
Tournament of
Cage.
Death that Cage of Death is returning. He announced to a crowd of 500 assembled.
Larry, I hate that you're saying 500 like it matters, because last week you yelled at me when I said 500 was a nice number.
Yeah, but Brian,
I'm just saying.
by announcing it to 500, he's assuring 1,500 at Cage of Death in Atlantic City. And that's what I think has certain individuals shook. I think that has certain individuals shook.
Did you see the low draw that GCW had in the hometown of New Jersey? They were in Atlantic City. They were in the showboat.
Brian, I'm gonna take issue. I saw you post that and go hard after them. I'm gonna take issue because as somebody who has announced a show with 15 people, I really was in the church of what'd you call the venue?
The low attendance pavilion.
Yeah, I've been in the low attendance basketball court. You know what I mean? And that was not a bad draw for an independent wrestler.
See, but you say that, but I wasn't the only one to say it. It was noticeable compared to past GCW shows at the Showboat. And you can talk shit about XPW. You can talk shit about any company you want. Obviously, that is true too. XPW draw sucked nubbies. But that GCW draw sucked nubbies too. It was not good. Other people said the same shit.
The point that you're trying to make
no
is
Nick Gage, no draw.
It's not necessarily that the draw was bad. You're just trying to kind of put into perspective like, hey, for all of those people who shit on this amount of people in a building for this company, just want to point out to you that this company's show is looking similar. You're more, I see that you're pointing out the double standard. People don't like that.
It's a huge double, but it's insane, dude. And if I post something personally, nobody gives a fuck, and they just instantly talk shit about XPW. But other people also make posts, but nobody talks shit about XPW when they post it.
Brian's observations are the reason why Rob Black is eating ramen noodles right now. Shout out Bren. Hey, and Bren, just to keep the streak going, fuck you, man. Chase says, weird that this shit all happened after 7 announced in New Jersey and GCW announced in AC as their new home. Then NGI got moved to Orlando. Is there a rat in GCW? Yeah, it's Brett. Thanks, homies. Mad love to y'all, John Victor.
I don't know if it's Brett. I think Brett has many agents of destruction, many sentinels, many royal guards of his. Oh, shout out Brett's new baby. Shout out Brett's new baby, y'all. Brett has a new baby.
Shout out babies. Babies
from
the future.
From his wife. His wife, merch girl Ashley,
They're the
had a
future.
girl, Ella. A girl named Ella. So shout out that. Now Brett has Kayla, the twins, the twin boys. I think their names are like Spencer and I don't know.
Jim.
And Ella. Or Emma. Something with an E that ends in an A. Shout out Brett.
Hey, shout out. Congratulations.
I hate kids.
He must be making a lot of money.
Yo,
he must be making a lot of money. He's popping them out.
I support them kids.
Well, hopefully hopefully she's the one who claims them. You get a little bump, a little government bump.
Government check. Shout out Slug Christ.
Lord.
Hey,
you went there.
Well, you just get a little bump. The more the merrier, you know?
I know all about it.
Anyway,
but no, I think someone is working. I think someone is working to protect the interest, if you will, of GCW, and kind of make them special. And now that you got DJ Hyde drawing like he drew, and I'm not sucking his dick over the draw. I'm not, Brian, because I'm saying
500 strong, brother.
What I'm saying this last week, by now, if they would have just kept chugging along, maybe 2000 at Tournament of Death 21 for the first woman to ever win it. Maybe 2000 if they would have kept chugging along. But DJ, pussyfoots along and took a break during the pandemic and everything.
Well, people fuck with that man heavily too, dude. People canceled the Junkyard every time that man tries to do something. Like, who knows if he'll be able to do Atlantic City, because he does announce things and then they'll get fucked up and he'll have to move it. You know what I mean? Like he'll like some shit will happen and then it won't be in Atlantic City anymore. Like right now it is, but who knows if it will be.
But what I'm saying, Brian, is the cause and effect of him announcing to 500 fans, which no deathmatch company's really drawing right now consistently, for him announcing that Cage of Death is returning Tournament of Death, people, because Tournament of Death is our biggest draw. So for our second biggest draw, Cage of Death, hey, Tournament of Death, people, tell your friends, Cage of Death is back. And guess where it's back? It's back in Atlantic City. It's back, and we're going to Atlantic City.
And is Larry going to be announcing it?
What?
I think Larry needs to be the MC for the main.
Listen,
at the very least.
It's all about the motherfucking money. It's all about the motherfucking money. And I'm a Hall of Famer.
Larry's fucking announcing King of the Death matches at motherfucking Don Quixote at the end of this year. They can't do it.
They can't afford. Listen, they can't afford me.
Let
them get to Cage of Death 30. And I'll be there.
Hey, just once again, shout out Seven Wrestling in the chat. You can actually scroll back, click their YouTube, follow it, get ready for all the Larry Legend
this weekend.
Events. Yeah, it's this weekend.
This weekend.
Let me get to these. I want to read some chats. We're going to keep the show moving. Definitely not GCW's idea. Maybe somebody within. I think what Gins means is that for GCW it was a disappointing draw.
That's what I meant. That's all I meant.
Also, I think it was due to most of. No, go ahead, Larry, please.
And that's the exact same point that I was making about the Tournament of Death draw. For
TOD, that's 33%.
But GCW was at they were drawing. They had a crowd. They had.
But Brian, they haven't been around as long.
But what does that have
Listen to me. Use logic. GCW has not been around that long.
But what does that mean?
Death 20. Tournament of Death 21, bro.
Bro, if Nick Gage was announced for that War Games, the crowd would have been tenfold, bro. It's not the draw is lower because of what is going on in GCW. Like, they had a bigger draw not long ago, not 15 years ago. GCW had a bigger draw fucking 4 months ago. 4 months ago,
that is not the entire scope of fucking Star Brand, bro. You're talking about here and now. You're not talking about legacy. I am called Larry Legend for a reason, because I will remind you of motherfucking legacy.
But what does that have to do with anything?
SCW drew big crowds a couple months ago.
Not
now
really.
there are no shows.
No, they had a couple of months. I don't know what you're getting tight about me saying that GCW had a lower draw. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Because you're saying the exact same thing that I was saying about the Tournament of Death that you couldn't understand last week, bro.
I didn't know, Larry. Again,
that is a valid point. That's a good point.
You're saying here and now. You're saying here and now. 500 people is a lot of people for a company to draw. And what I'm talking about is the scope of the history of CZW.
I don't agree with that at all, because GCW runs so much more than CZW. CZW doesn't run a death match. Bro, CZW runs one death match event a year. They run one.
Talk about something else. You don't understand it. You're not in the motherfucking game, and I am. Talk about something else. I'm not yelling at you about fucking logic. You just got in, Brian. You don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Let's talk about Luke Nixon.
It makes no fucking sense to me for you to not see the scope of the fact that the reason that GCW runs as much as they do is because they're trying to catch up to CZW.
They're not catching up, dude. Brett Lauderdale's trying to feed his fucking kids, dude. They're not trying to catch up.
He's
trying to make money for his kids,
no,
dude.
Bro. Pat, please talk about something else.
Hey!
Because I'm about to spill fucking hot tea, and you're not going to get me to do that. You don't know what the fuck Brett Lauderdale's doing. You don't know Brett Lauderdale.
He just had a fucking baby.
He had a baby.
You know him. You know
he just told us. You just told us what he's doing.
Shit that you know from the internet and the shit that Rob Black allows you to do. I know motherfuckers.
Bro, this motherfucker is
You
not
don't
trying
know
to
what
catch
you're
up to
talking about.
CZW. I don't think Brett Lauderdale gives a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck.
I think
he's
we
just trying to make
figured it out.
money. He's doing
Okay,
GCW, WWE, bro.
Brian. So why do we have a deathmatch Hall of Fame? Why did the idea of a deathmatch Hall of Fame? And keep in mind, hold on, before you say a fucking thing, keep in mind you're talking to a Hall of Fame. Now, why do you think we have a deathmatch Hall of Fame in, I don't know, 2020? Why? That CM Punk is in. Why?
Money.
Why is there a tournament of survival?
I don't
Money.
Why is there, if there already is a tournament of death that has gone on for 21 iterations, why is there now a tournament of survival?
There's fucking 47 different tournaments, Larry. It's not just
No, they're
tournament of...
not.
What do you
No,
mean?
they're not.
King of the Death.
There are not 47 different deathmatch tournaments. No, they're
every
not.
fucking company
No,
does a
they're not.
deathmatch tournament.
There are not
Yep.
47 different deathmatch tournaments.
Not 47. I'm
Yeah,
exaggerating.
I know. Bro, you're not going to play me.
Dude, there's so every fucking
Bro,
deathmatch
Pat,
company
talk about
has a
something
deathmatch
else.
fucking
Go
tournament.
to the giveaways or whatever, because I'm not entertaining this shit. You're not getting my blood pressure high. I'm talking. You don't talk about whatever else. I don't care.
Let's talk
And
about.
by the way, hold on. Just for everybody to know, Schlatt, who doesn't come on this show anymore, messages me right after the show to be like, yo, school that young motherfucker because he just don't know.
So you know what? Suck my dick, Larry.
Larry, are you saying that-
Messages
I will.
me too.
Are you
He
saying
fucking
that-
messages me
I
too.
will suck your
God
dick.
damn it. Schlack messages me too. And fucking
Larry,
applauds
yeah,
my
like
fucking
me.
shit.
Not like me.
Whatever it is.
Are you saying that that Schlack won't come on the show because
He
of
fucking
Brian?
rubs both of us. He rubs both of our heads, brother.
He rubs all of our balls.
He gets us both going because he wants this show to be the way it is.
I don't know if that's
Pat,
true anymore.
move-
Now I'm upset.
Bring on the Rhinestone Cowboy
All
during
right,
the
you know
next
what?
segment. I'm tired of this shit.
Let's get to the
This energy is for the room
Rhinestone
upstairs.
Cowboy.
You guys got me going off. You guys got me going off down here. This is the energy for upstairs.
You're
All right,
choosing
God
me down
damn
there.
it. Let's get to the Rhinestone Cowboy. And this is by the way, segment that is sweeping the nation. Thoughts of a cowboy
Brian,
featuring
you don't know what you're talking
our
about,
boy
Brian.
Icarus. All right, shut the fuck up now. Here we go.
You're-
It's Tuesday. It's Blvd Bullies time. It's the Thoughts of the Cowboy segment. That's fine. I'll let it rip. I'm a little bit pissed off lately. Yeah, people want to throw shade on the man that broke me into this business. Alpha fucking Junior. The man that built the home that I'm the lead color commentary man for, the Joey Styles of BPW. The person that I will go to the grave and backing Alpha Junior. Y'all want to get sensitive because it looked a little bit real, huh? That real shit in wrestling that you guys want to see, you can't fucking handle. You want to throw your shirt over your head and act like it's terrible, but then you want to go see some jackass clown, Art the Clown, cutting people's uteruses out of their body and thinking you're a tough guy because you watched it. But Alpha Jr. wants to David Schultz some young punk that needs some respect, and you want to throw shade on him. Alpha Jr. just lost his fucking father not that long ago. Lost another family member in Sika not too long ago. That kid got it easy. Maybe if you do a little bit of research, you realize that was actually part of the fucking match. It was a last man standing match. He kicked him in the abdomen, ref counted to 10, Alpha cut his promo and probably went home and smoked a big old blunt. You want that real shit in wrestling, but you can't fucking handle it. You people have baby face skin, which means you've never had trauma directly brought to your face. You never had a fucking knuckle sandwich to the face. You've never been hurt. You carry yourself like a soft ass piece of ice cream. Alpha Jr. could have hurt that fucking kid if he wanted to. But he didn't. He did what he always does, and that's perform. You want realists in wrestling? You'll never get it because you pussies are soft and can't handle it.
Wow. A little bit of a more serious take from the Rhinestone Cowboy. Love him. Live for him. Icarus, we fucking love you, dude. And I know you went on adventures
Thank you,
this
Cowboy.
weekend. So he's talking, for those of you who didn't watch, and mainly, I mean, Brian and Larry, he's talking about Alpha Jr. beating the shit out of this guy who dressed like he was in the bloodline. Have you seen this? See these clips?
I saw the clip, yeah. Glorious clip.
He David Schultzed his ass. How do we feel? Do we agree?
What promotion?
BBW? BPW? PBW? Something that sounded along those lines.
It
And,
looked like
it was
very
very
small. It
interesting.
looked small.
Rhinestone Cowboy also mentioned that a lot of people are going to the theater to see Terrifier 3. Terrorizing 3.
Art the Clown.
And either people are
An
walking
icon.
out.
Now an icon.
An instant icon. A new icon. Larry, what? What is it? What?
You don't
What?
like him being an
What's your
icon now?
problem?
Dude, he's about they're gonna beat Joker 2 as a horror movie in the movie theater. That's that's a big accomplishment.
Oh my God! Wait a second! Stop the presses! Stop the presses!
I'm gonna make Larry mad again.
You already are.
I'm sorry.
It was at
I just-
Outlaw Wrestling.
I go ahead.
It was at Outlaw with Sean announcing. Alpha Jr. beat the shit out of
Wow.
the kid who dressed like he was in the bloodline while Sean was announcing.
Wow, that's kind of sad because I didn't even know there was an Outlaw show.
How come Sean doesn't do like social media on the spot like the rest of us? I wonder. So Sean didn't post that? Like,
No,
would be
Pat
something
just
that
said that
if
he
I was-
hosted it.
Apparently he hosted. And you know, I did get a message in Discord with a photo of Alpha Jr.
And it was in Brooklyn, I guess.
Yeah, I
Or
guess
was it
so.
somewhere
Or
else?
maybe upstate, or maybe in New Jersey. They run all types of odd places.
No, right.
Also, let me just say that Sean, who quit the Bullies and quit the group chat after I mentioned that he should quit the group chat, once I mentioned the group chat thing, out of spite to me, he went back on a promise that him and his brother made to me after he quit the Bullies, which was to care about your fantasy football team and set the lineup every week. No matter win, lose, or draw, just do your research, play the game the right way. And Sean was so mad at me that he decided that he was not going to swap out his injured players in fantasy football. That he wasn't even going to look at fantasy football. He was so mad at me that he wasn't even going to open the app. Right? And so Sean has gone 0-5 in fantasy football all year. Because it's just a bye week. He's got 3 guys injured in the lineup. The better guy's on his bench. He hasn't swapped in. He's not looking at it. So this week was my week to get the win on Sean, the bye week player. The one who bailed on not only the Bullies, but fantasy football. And guess what happened, Larry?
what?
Guess what fucking happened, Larry?
I know
Sean's
what happened. You
team,
told me.
Sean's team that he hasn't looked at for 6 weeks, over a month, beat my team that I look at and you know,
Care about very much.
care about every day. Sean has not set his lineup in a month, and his team beat me. And I am ashamed, and I, frankly, am disgusted. And I'm disgusted that you would take part in such a work shoot with Alpha Jr. I should have known it was Outlaw. Alpha Jr. only wrestles at like Outlaw and like NJPW or whatever the fuck.
I just need to say
I mean,
I don't
North
think
Jersey,
that
North Jersey
Sean,
Pro Wrestling, not New Japan.
Sean is not mad at you. Sean is mad at himself for leaving this show, and he realizes the mistakes that he made is what I think. And he's ashamed. That's all I'll say.
All right, so let's talk about Terrifier 3 and Art the Clown. Rhinestone Cowboy. Thoughts from a cowboy. Bonus. He is a comedic gore character. Michael Myers is the king and always will be. But Alpha did nothing wrong, and Brett even chimed in. I almost went full Brian mode. Whoa.
A scary thing to do.
Don't go full Brian.
Brave. Not scary, brave.
Brian.
Don't hate me, Larry.
He's
Larry's
talking.
very
Brett
mad at you
Lauderdale
this
said
week.
he almost went.
No,
full Brian.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
Oh,
He
I was
almost
gonna say,
went
what?
full Brian.
Brett, he doesn't interact with me. He sends his minions.
Let's talk about, real quick, before we get to Larry's favorite part of the show, let's talk about Lou Nixon and his terrible hairline and fake MMA gear, threatening to beat up Brian and his wife. Truth Seek
Ugly
says
wife.
it's kind of weird how it's acceptable for Lou to threaten to beat up a dude and his wife just because it's Brian.
Dude, if you can't handle a joke as a performer without responding with violence, that's soft. If you can handle a joke, then just joke around.
I'll tell you this, Brian.
That's
I just feel like, I'm just going to speak from the heart here. I feel like if Lou Nixon was to ever mess with
maybe
Amanda,
he's joking. Maybe he's
I would
that's
stab him in his heart. Like that's me, and that's just me. Like if he were to fuck with Amanda, if anyone was to fuck with Amanda because of her actions, I just feel this intense need to stab them right in their heart, just like Mike Myers. Because that's like
it's soft. It's soft. Just to involve anybody besides me it shows that you can't think of anything else to make fun of me about.
Well, and also it's like, you're the one who decided.
Or you're either gonna punch me because you're mad about what I said, or you're gonna make fun of my wife that has nothing to do with anything, who is actually extremely sexy. And has a phenomenal hairline.
Yeah, much, much better hairline. Yo, yeah, fuck that guy, man.
Dude, and the one time I ever hung out with him, he was cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. Seemed like a man
maybe
I could
he's
take a
just
joke.
joking. Maybe he's just joking, and it's a different type of humor.
Oh, maybe he's just so much darker than us.
Maybe he's just joking.
It's hilarious.
He's just joking around back with you.
All right.
I
Hey,
think,
shout out.
well, if you're, threatening, I guess maybe it's possible.
Yeah,
Very possible.
I mean, there are different jokes, and there are different ideas of what people think is humor and is a joke that everyone's
So
laugh at.
I guess if you can threaten to joke about beating up a man and his wife, you can think about, I'm going to stab you as a joke. Oh, I'll stab you. I'll
Well,
murder you.
that's what I just did.
Yeah, so we're just joking.
We're just joking around. I'm
But
not
I would
saying
say-
that I
I
would
would-
stab
I
him. I'm just saying
personally would
that,
say if you're
the
gonna go
feeling in my
to
heart would
violence-
be that intense.
If you go to violence, then that's soft.
Yo,
Well,
speaking
Ryan, what if I don't find your humor humorous?
Oh boy.
What if I don't? What if what you think is like really a funny joke is just a joke that people are gonna laugh at? What if I don't find that so humorous?
Well, then
keep
you'd be
scrolling.
wrong. You'd be wrong, Larry.
There you go.
Comedy's
I'd be wrong.
subjective. It's a
I'd
subject
be wrong, yeah.
subject. It's comedy's subjective.
Hey.
One person's treasure is another person's trash.
Also, some people like kind of bend words, like to be like, "Oh, this is a joke," even though it's like not really funny. It's like maybe like humorous, but it's not like a George Carlin joke that people like laugh at. It's just like kind of like, oh,
Well, Chris Rock got smacked in his mouth for making a joke about somebody.
That's it. You're
And a lot
Chris
of
Rock.
indeed.
I'm Chris Rock, and the whole world is fucking Will Smith.
The whole world. Hey, speaking of people who want to smack Brian, let's talk about Joey Janela's promo in, what was the name of the venue, Brian?
The low attendance pavilion.
The low attendance pavilion. Joey Janela came out with a full, he got burned pretty badly the night before.
Well,
so
don't wear a
shout out to
fucking
him.
don't wear a shirt. Wear it doing a fire spot.
So his opening sentence, and people are
Big mistake. Larry hates. Larry hates me more and more on this show. I noticed.
people
I
are.
don't hate you, Brian. But
Well,
like,
do you disagree with that?
We said we were going to talk about Art the Clown, and
I
then we
know.
moved on.
Right.
We said we were going to do the giveaways, and we moved on. So like, let's
it's
just
a-
stay on
it's a fluid
target.
situation. So what would you want to talk about, Larry? Do you want to talk about
Well,
Art
I
the
mean,
Clown?
we said we were going to talk about a lot of things, and we went away from them. So let's do the giveaways. My favorite part of the show.
All right, let's get to Larry's favorite part of the show, in which we most likely will branch, because there
A
are
lot of comments.
A lot of comments
Plethora.
this week.
Smorgasbord.
Brian, break it down for us. Just bring everybody up to speed on what the giveaways are and how they work. I forget.
Well, each week we show a rare and exclusive item, in which then you will comment. You cannot comment. Don't comment on the live chat. You have to wait for the show to end, and then you comment on the YouTube video.
Yeah, give like a thoughtful.
Leave
good.
a comment. Thoughtful.
Give a good.
No, even if you want to just say fuck, shit, piss, motherfucker, cock.
No, those
Cunt.
those aren't
You
acceptable.
can leave.
comments.
You can
Those-
say
all
that,
of those
and you'll
don't.
still be entered.
Maybe
still
piss.
entered.
Maybe piss.
The more comments you leave, the more entries into the contest.
Is that true now?
I've now started. Every comment you leave, I put your name on the wheel. So the more comments you leave, the more chances you have to win the contest, the giveaway. And then
All right.
the
All
next
right.
week, we read the comments, and then I randomize them, and there's a winner. And that's how the giveaway works.
All right, let's read the comments from last week. Brian, what's the prize?
The very exclusive sealed Blu-ray of XPW's Look What You Made Me Do.
Look what you
featuring
made me do.
the Blvd Bullies.
Featuring the Blvd Bullies and me and Necro Butcher on commentary.
And Patrick's one and only time on
One and
commentary.
only. I pissed in a bottle live on
Legendary.
the air.
No Blvd Bullies credits.
Never.
No name Blvd Bullies, but it says
Am I on the front?
you're not on the front, Larry. No Blvd Bullies
No,
present.
there's not one. It's all whites.
It's all whites and the clown.
sorry. Forgive me. I'm just saying, like
That must have been the poster, Pat. That I was like, Pat.
you were like,
It's
well,
It's
yeah.
funny. It's funny that they
Well,
did that
that's why
because
I said it. It's not because I'm sick. It's because you put that in my brain the day of. You're like, you notice anything about this white ass poster? All right, let's read these comments. We'll branch when we wanna. And Chase Orlock, already my favorite comment, saying, I just want to hear Pat and Necro do commentary on that Blu-ray. We got to get a Bullies Invasion at 7 this Saturday and get Pat on commentary with Kevin Gill. Wow, that's a crazy idea.
not going to happen for me. I have to work a double.
Yeah, and I have better things to do as well.
Work schmirk for.
But we are going to talk about it right
Oh, Larry's
going
gonna
to
give us the boots on the
We're all
ground.
going to watch it. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Ghost the Hentai Prince says, a Blu-ray giveaway. Look what you made me do. This is an interesting comment. It has 1 thumbs up. I wonder who that's by. Team Ginsburg. He always spits facts and people hate, but love to see what he says instead of just blocking. Come on, closet fans of my Jewish brethren, unite and dock. John E. Richter.
It's my boy.
And he also says, rewatching again. 41 Down, who had a great comment before in the live chat, says, I
Haven't heard that
need
name
the
in a while.
Blu-ray. Lucha
Shout out
Libre
41 Down.
says, gonna keep commenting until I win a Blvd Bully shirt. I know you tried it once, but can you try again to get Ian Rotten for the interview?
I'll try. I'll send him a
This one
DM.
might be a little bit more strange after all the XPW talk, but I would love to hear Lizzie Borden in a Blvd Bullies interview. Larry, do you have any interactions with Lizzie Borden?
Maybe.
Sam Meeks, happy birthday to you once again. Way to go. says let's fucking go. Blotcha. Super Rush Larry Legend. That's the comment. Roland says keep up the good work. Tim All Mendinger says never a dull moment with you guys. Tony Norman, shout out to you, says go Mets, great show. Nobody really shitting on me for almost vomiting in the last half an hour.
Because it was entertaining as fuck, dude.
Wesley
That's what people
Easter
want to
says,
see.
Mickey Knuckles won the POR Hardcore Grand Prix last Sunday. Did you guys see this, Larry?
It has. I don't think it's been released as to view yet. It's I think it's been recorded. Not 100%.
I think it's been
I'm not sure.
Wesley Easter says the show is much better without Sean. Great show, guys. Horror, pain, gore, death, says ICW had slow pacing at times and was sloppy as hell. Iceman versus Tank was great, though. The Rise show on Friday was much better and a tight 2 hours. Because they were talking about last weekend's death match goings-ons.
Mm-hmm. I actually disliked that Iceman match, actually.
Why? What was wrong with it?
I mean, I just felt that they were slow and old.
Bucky Hins says, Brian said I have to comment.
That's my
here.
opinion, Larry. I'm allowed to have it.
I know, Brian, but you don't know, bro. You don't know.
What do you mean? I know all I know. I don't. You know what? I don't really care. I just know what I see.
No, none of y'all do.
I don't.
All y'all care about is Terrifier 3. People don't care about All Hallows Eve. They care about Terrifier 3, and that's
because I've never seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
I know.
So why wouldn't I care?
I know.
It's excited. I'm excited to see something that I haven't seen. And Daddy Longlegs sucked, or Longlegs, whatever the fuck.
Longlegs was good. You just weren't watching it right, dude.
I watched it. I was really high, but I still watched it, and I didn't like it. I wasn't scared.
You didn't like Nicolas Cage's plastic surgery?
No, he didn't scare me. He didn't scare me.
The opening scene didn't scare you?
The only thing that scared me was the loud, shocking noises. Like I like being disturbed and emotionally affected, like Hereditary. Like that's a scary fucking movie.
Well, I mean, but it's very hard to hold any film up to Hereditary.
But any A24 movie is more emotionally involved than that. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, but it was very satanic, though, Brian.
But what? 'Cause I didn't like it because he sang heavy metal songs.
No, because Satan was fading in and out of the background throughout the film.
But it wasn't Insidious was scary.
Ah.
That was scarier. I was scared during Insidious. This I was not as scared. Did you like Insidious, Larry?
Did.
Have you seen Longlegs, Larry?
No, he doesn't like Nicolas Cage.
I have not.
Cage, sorry.
I have not.
It's not. I do. I tend to like, and I tried to like it. I wanted to like it, and I just wasn't scared.
Everyone's saying that The Substance.
That's A24, and I've heard wonderful things about The Substance.
Larry, what's your take on Terrifier and Art the Clown?
First of all, I want to say that I also have heard wonderful things about The Substance. And I just watched Terrifier 2. Listen to what I'm saying.
A little bit wackier, a little bit more goofy.
I didn't like Terrifier 2 so much.
Well, I didn't either.
100%.
And the fact that a generation of people that in my eyes don't really know horror and its origins are skyrocketing Art the Clown to icon status is the exact same
good.
thing.
He's good. He's the best we've had in a long time. Original IP.
As far as horror, visual horror people, Art the Clown is one of the only ones that I can think of that is new in our generation.
Forget about two. In one,
right. I'm just saying in general, where there's
in one, is awesome with the two girls from the Halloween
The
party.
music in 2 is pretty good. I like the whole synthwave vibe. But I didn't
like,
like the
original
movie.
Guys,
one,
you know
like,
what?
think
I
about
know
the
what
first
you're
time you
talking
saw
about. I
him.
can't. Like everybody's like talking over me. I know what I'm talking about. It's okay. I don't want. I can't. I can't. I can't. Have either of you seen All Hallows Eve? Yes or no?
Yes,
That's the
I
first Art
have,
the Clown.
Larry.
That's the first
Okay,
iteration
great.
of Art
Yeah,
the Clown.
I know. Okay, good. Pat, I would expect you have seen All Hallows Eve, right? So that's why there even is a Terrifier. That's even why there's a Terrifier too. And the point that I'm trying to make is the fact that there's a Tournament of Death 1 is the reason why there even is a Tournament of Survival. But like today's generation, like they think that like Tank and Iceman are like slow and old. So they're not like as good as like, I don't know, fast and hard, but like one begets the other. And I feel like that our generation now is like, fuck all that old slow shit. Fuck all that like slow burn till you get to whatever is the part that you come off of. And Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3, and what? Terrifier. You don't even know where it comes from. You don't even know where it comes from.
Well, I don't know why you're saying that. I knew where Terrifier comes from.
He hates us.
I know you don't know why I'm saying it, Brian. I know you don't know why I'm saying it.
The
But
ninth
eventually,
circle.
you will be 40. Eventually, you will be my age, and there will be a generation that does not have the scope of knowledge that you have about shit that'll be fucking sucking the dick of some shit because everybody else around them are like saying like, you got it.
I have a question then, Larry. In your opinion, in this generation, who is a horror villain in a movie that is iconic?
Bro, you gotta wait to get to icon status.
What do you mean?
Madonna didn't come out and become an icon.
Yeah, but
This
Larry,
motherfucker has not existed
That wasn't my
long.
question.
Larry, who's
That
the
wasn't
king?
my
Who's
question.
the king
That wasn't
right
my
now?
question.
Who's the king?
My question is there
You have to wait, Brian.
All right, but
You don't just become an icon.
Larry,
Icon takes time.
but
Larry,
there has
question
been time.
is, who's
If
the
there's-
icon right now?
Will Art the Clown eventually be an icon?
Well, okay.
Probably.
Well,
Bet.
who's the
But then-
top?
Probably,
Who's the top
Brian.
guy
Okay.
right now? Who's
Who
the
are
top
other?
guy?
What are even other choices that would be in contendership?
Who's
You
the
gotta
top
wait.
three right
You
now?
gotta
Top three.
wait, bro.
There is none in the current climate. There is not
really?
one.
You have okay. So you know about everything that's out and everything that is going to be the future. So there is none. There is none because nobody's talked about.
Who's the top three icons of horror for you right now in this moment, Larry? Who's the top guy?
I cannot talk about icons now because it hasn't been since 1978
Yeah,
when
but
fucking
the people
Halloween came out.
But
But
like,
Scream is iconic, and that's been since the 90s. Like, that's an iconic movie, and that was in the 90s.
Scream is reaching iconic level. Listen, I would say that Scream right now is legendary. Bro, this is all a matter of verbiage. And like, I interact with a lot of younger people, and a lot of younger people will like, I guess, like bend words to like emphasize whatever it is that they're trying to say. And I'm always like, no, dude, icon takes a lot of time. Just because you can GIF things right now and, icon, it takes a while. I'm not giving, like, okay. I watched Dragula, like the first episode of Dragula.
I love Dragula.
Okay, I do too, and I know you do, because I know you, and you are me. I watched, and the assignment was like give a nod to like iconic horror movie people, and someone did the Centipede, like they did the Centipede as their icon of horror, and I'm like, I don't know if I would classify the centipede as an icon of horror. I don't know if I would do that. Just like I don't know if I can say Art the Clown is an icon to be mentioned in the same breath as some of the motherfuckers that have like, and this is, I guess what I'm trying to say, Brian, is like we as a society have the ability to like Mandela affect things, to like be like, oh no, Tournament of Death is not the iconic thing. It's Tournament of Survival. Because back at Tournament of Death, it was like guys like Tank and Iceman that were like all slow. And now it's Tournament of Survival where it's like Rina Yamashita and like all of these people that have advanced the art so hard and fast that now that's the shit that eclipses the Tournament of Death. But you cannot deny your origin. You cannot deny the fact that if there wasn't this, there wouldn't even be that.
100%. I agree with that 100%.
Hey, let's finish up these giveaways. The final comment is Brian said, I have to comment here. So here's your comment, you scumbag. Looking for hell on earth in the wrestling world. All right, Brian, let's run this fucking spinny thing and see who wins the Blu-ray.
This is a live spin, guys.
Chase
Orlock, a fellow Deathmatch Elite brethren.
I've been muted. Chase Orlock wins. Chase Orlock has the best comment. I just want to hear Pat and Necro do commentary. That's the correct answer. So the correct answer won.
This week's for this week's giveaway, if you comment on this YouTube video once this show is over, you will win this signed 8x10 by one Daniel DeMonto and Larry Legend. And it says, fuck the Boulevard Bullies, written by this man, Daniel DeMonto. I asked him to write it.
Absolutely incredible.
I also asked him to write on a different one that he loves the Boulevard Bullies, and he refused. And this is when I was spending money at ICW. He refused. But it's a good giveaway. And I'm also going to send you these Horror Pain Gore Productions stickers that he sent me in a lovely care package with a bunch of CDs. He sent me some CDs that he thought I would like, and I did.
Compact discs.
Like Horror Pain Gore. Comment. Like and subscribe.
Can I just say that photo is the one and only time that ICW No Holds Barred was in the White Eagle in Newark, New Jersey. That was the first. That picture's from the first. And who was the photographer, Brian? Is it Earl W. Gardner?
Yes, sir.
Earl W. Gardner.
They didn't put the W.
Wentworth. The W says for Wentworth.
This is from 2021, and it's number 60 for the collectors out there. I know Andy Lawler is a big 8x10 boy. So
it was 2021.
I'm expecting an Andy Lawler comment on this video.
It was 2021, but that show took place in 2020.
Got it.
January 2020.
What a time
I almost died.
Damn, Larry, your hair is short as fuck in this picture. You have short.
Can I tell you something about that picture? I am at that moment introducing Danny. I am at that moment introducing Danny as the man who put it all together. You know, my friend, blah, 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 all that shit. And he is so thirst to get the mic from my hand and like talk about what he wants to talk about, which is really like, hey, Brett, I got my own shit now. Hey, Brett, now I'm doing my own
Larry,
shit.
can I tell you something? He put me on. He gave me staff passes, me and my date. And he implored me. He said, hey, before the stream even gets going, I'm going to cut a scathing promo on Brett Lauderdale. So I've given you these passes to, use the Boulevard Bullies platform, which, by the way, You know, I don't have to say it.
You
but,
didn't.
But whatever.
You didn't.
Right?
You didn't.
And you know, he so desperately, and even after saying things like "fuck the Boulevard Bullies" and being a sour prick all the time, now that he had his new thing, I'm his best friend. And now I have these passes, and it's like, oh, well, before I count down to the stream going live, I'm going to cut a scathing from the heart Mick Foley promo on Brett.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to be right there. And you know what I did, Larry? I was at the bar.
I know.
I was hanging out at the bar.
That's when I met Red Shoes. I met Red Shoes Media that night.
Yeah, and from that moment on, that's when things truly went south. But then I will say that at ICW, the carnival, the first carnival, Danny was very nice to me, and he found my phone. He found my phone. I lost my phone. He found my phone because I was on drugs.
You were not. You were. That was an eventful night.
I was on drug. I was on copious amounts.
We were all on drugs. I had a big Casanova head that said I have LSD.
Yeah, no, that was not the best.
Josh fed me.
So
Josh fed me.
He fed you.
Yeah.
Drugs or food?
Burgers.
Oh, burgers.
Josh, that was the first time.
I remember.
That was the first time Josh ever took LSD.
Wow. And I will say that Danny did go on to find my phone later, so I take back every bad word I've ever said about him.
He was nice to all of us.
I did drive drunk 40 minutes to the hotel in the middle of the night.
I know you were so you cut a promo to us and everyone was very upset that night.
I cut a big time promo, and
but you weren't wrong. To this day, I will defend you for that day.
No.
I do.
So hey, if you want to win the Fuck the Boulevard Bullies fucking 8x10, just comment on this video. Speaking of Fuck the Boulevard Bullies, I got to get back to this. I have to mention this because it's aching within my soul. What's the name of the venue, the GCW venue, Brian?
The Low Attendance Pavilion.
In the Low Attendance Pavilion, Joey Janela, who is probably the #1 contender to fight Brian when he sees him. You know, just a big-time superstar getting his knees and elbows dirty in the fucking comments of a Facebook thing. But hey,
I just want before you get into it, I just want to say that this promo would have hit so much harder if Joey Janela himself wasn't coming at me on the internet in comments,
right,
talking about how he is above deathmatch wrestling and how he is happy that he never has to wrestle with glass again, and how we should be kissing his feet because he was thrown off of a roof.
Oh, I love that. I saw in the comments he said, "I was when I got thrown off the roof, I elevated deathmatch wrestling," and then you just commented, asterisk carried.
Carried. And during this promo, he used the names Marcus Crane,
right,
Danny Havoc,
right,
Nick Gage. Rest in peace. And Nick Gage is not even involved with GCW at the moment.
Rest in peace, Nick.
And people are saying that the people that he named doesn't even like Brett Lauderdale.
Well,
so he's using these names. It's a joke, dude. The promo is just fake shit to try to get the fans that were there back.
Pandering.
Because they're not there because Nick Gage is not there.
Well, I mean,
and they used Nick Gage's song
for
Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah.
So they exploited the man that they're saying was lured out of fucking rehab. They're using the man that the man that was
did come
lured
out
from rehab. They're using his song.
Yo, you know who's fucking awesome? You know who's like so awesome? Who I'll never have a bad word to say about forever?
Jimmy Lloyd.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes. You know what? You're right, Larry. You're absolutely right. Wow, holy fuck! I didn't really, yeah, Jimmy Lloyd.
Yeah.
Whatever he did this weekend, I love and support.
Was Jimmy on? I haven't heard Jimmy's name in a while. Is Jimmy doing things?
So yeah, the Janela promo was so fucking
Wasn't
lame.
he in war? He wasn't
Brian,
in War
you kind of
Games?
took the wind out of my sails because I feel like when you say it, people just think it's full of shit. Think
So I
that
shouldn't
you're
have
an
said anything.
asshole.
I
You're
shouldn't have said
lame.
anything. I've been taking shots, so.
So I don't know. I feel like I want to just reinforce what you said and like, the fact that he and listen, he did get lit on fire. God bless him. I love him.
By
Again.
By who?
But
Joey
the-
Janela got a choke slam through a flaming table from I don't know, Cardona and like the bad guys.
Bubba Ray Dudley came out to Nick Gage, like, for whom the bell toes struck, and Bubba Ray came out instead of Nick Gage, and then
They
Bubba
did the
brought
gulag
the table.
for like the final member of the bad guys team.
Bubba helped Mance Warner, and I think was it not Jimmy Lloyd?
No, it was Mance, Matt Cardona, and maybe maybe fucking Jimmy.
I think it was Jimmy fucking Lloyd. I think it was Jimmy Lloyd, and
Jimmy Lloyd.
dude, if you're gonna do a fucking fire spot and get slammed onto a
Yeah, he
table
got
with
fucked
lighter
up.
fluid, don't wear a t-shirt.
No, I mean I think that was part of it. I think it was planned.
Well, I'm
Do
going
you
to tell you
think
that the
that-
man
do you
wouldn't have
think
been
that-
as burned if he
wanted to
didn't
show
wear
how
a
much he
t-shirt.
gives.
Do you think that?
Right,
He
right.
gave a
He's
lot.
a
Do you
fucking
think that? Do you
greasy
think that?
hair,
Do you think
fake
that?
glasses.
Do you think that? Do you think that Otis had the fire spot of the year and Joey was like, "I'm gonna top that"? Do you think Otis had the fire spot of the year and Joey was like,
maybe.
"Oh, let me top
Maybe
that"?
he's like, yeah, I want to get lit on actual fire. Because before the Otis thing, Joey Janela had the flaming boot into the crowd thing in L.A. or something.
Yes.
Well, no, he did the flaming boot and then they couldn't put it out, so
Right, they
he
could-
had to take his
yeah.
boot off.
So Joey's definitely has he wants to maintain the record of being the most irresponsible with fire. And once Otis got his head lit on fire, Joey was like, I'm wearing a shirt for this. Fuck it.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, so
Hypocrites.
I just think it was so
Hypocrites.
lame. I mean, the guy, obviously, I love him, but, CTE, year after year, I've been here since the beginning.
Man, he actually commented that he says that when are we gonna? He said that when do I want to get the hotel room with me and my wife?
What?
That's what he said. That's what he said to me. He said, "What do you actually want? Are you dreaming of just getting a hotel room with me and your wife?" And then I asked him if he was gonna bring Megan Bain.
What? Brian, why are you making it take a sexy turn?
Dude, this is
Dude,
I didn't make it.
call
The
him
bad
on his
bad
shit.
boy.
Oh,
The
you
bad
bringing Megan
bad
Bain?
boy.
You want
made
me to
it.
bring my wife? You bringing Megan Bain?
That's what I
Are you
asked
bringing
him.
my wife?
That's what I asked him.
And what
That's
did
what
he
he-
say
he
to
made it-
that?
He didn't respond.
Huh.
Of
He didn't
course, because he
respond
was
to me.
gagging. Because he's like, "Oh, maybe I should."
Sure he would.
Yo, and that was a crucial part of the promo that I thought was so lame too. Is he standing there with like the champion of GCW and his
I got
current wrestling
1
girlfriend?
minute. 1 minute. 1 minute for Larry. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I gotta
listen,
go.
Larry.
Are
All right,
we-
you got one more minute left. Give us your
Are we
final
gonna-
thoughts and opinions.
Are we pulling back the curtain, or is Larry?
I gotta,
okay, so
I gotta am Scray.
Yeah,
I gotta get going.
moving
My
forward.
final thought.
Yeah.
My final thought for the show is this. I'm getting old, and now that I'm getting old, I'm starting to become more curmudgeonly about like takes on things, and part of like getting old is like trying to hold on to what you know, and it's futile. It's futile because the people that are going to make the money now for my old ass are not about slow. They're not about slow. So I just want to say, Brian, I am 100% behind you because I like interactions. I hate people, but I like interactions and like to be able to navigate through the youth. I have to be able to just like acquiesce.
We make each other
I have
come.
to be- Huh? Yeah,
We
I'm a
make
cop.
each other come. No, we make
Yeah,
each
we.
other
Oh
come.
yeah, we make each other come. Yeah, I gotta fall back and let y'all little niggas rock, but always take solace in the fact that I paved the way.
Thanks, Dad.
I have your head.
Uh,
I made your head.
I
Why not? I
I
know.
know.
See you next
Brian,
week, Larry.
Brian, I just got into this kind of fight with a 31-year-old. I don't know how old you are, honestly, but I just got into this kind of like headbutt over Terrifier and Art the Clown, and I'm like, bro, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. I know
Before you leave, would you group Art the Clown with Ghostface as
I would. I
as a
would.
contender for a generation?
would.
Okay.
I would, but I'm saying like
So Ghostface couldn't be an icon yet either.
Dude, all I'm saying is that there are levels to this shit. There's stars, there's statements, there's legends, there's icons.
Like an onion.
Yes, bro. Madonna is up there, icon. Michael Myers
Madonna
is up there. You know, these motherfuckers gotta fucking keep on keeping on and have, you know, the series on USA like Chucky. Does Art the Clown have a series on USA like Chucky? No, because he hasn't been out long enough that we want a series on USA about Art the Clown, but he will get one eventually.
Larry.
There is a screen a screen series. There is a screen series.
Larry, before you leave, very easily, happy Halloween season, spooky season.
Oh, you're not going to be here for the big announcement.
Well, don't worry. We're going to do a big announcement later. But the point is, Larry, final thoughts.
What?
It's a big announcement.
Final thoughts.
Okay, fine. Wait. I gotta go pick up my kid. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was trying to say Mount Rushmore of horror characters. Mount Rushmore.
How are you going to...
Give me top 4 real quick. Just, you don't have to explain. Just do it and leave.
Number 1, Satan.
Okay. The star of Long Legs.
Rosemary's Baby.
Number 2, Jaws.
The shark.
Number 3, Freddy Krueger.
Okay, all right. Satan, Jaws, Freddy Krueger.
One
Number
more.
4?
Last one. Michael.
Michael Myers. Satan, Jaws, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers. Great. Thank you, Larry. And Larry, thank you for being on the show. And let me just, on behalf of Brian, apologize to you. I love you. I live for you.
Let me on behalf of myself.
Don't ever apologize.
On behalf of
See you
myself,
next week.
I recant Patrick's
This is a
apology.
discourse. We talk. We can fucking burn each other. We're all fireside.
We're family.
It's okay.
We're family.
We're familia.
We can yell at each other,
okay.
tell each other to suck each other's dicks,
And
and
I
then
want to.
tell each other that
I
we love
will.
each other.
I will.
You know.
I will.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna be like a mean old guy.
No.
I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let all the kids play because you know
That was
it
comfortable.
wasn't as easy for me. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go get my kid from school.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you for everything.
Amanda, say bye to Larry. Oh, he left.
All right, here we go. I'm just going to do something like this. So this is our new life, is that Larry now needs to, and you know, to his credit, he said this to us probably 4 weeks ago. And every single week since then, he's been staying till 9. But he did say that he's going to have to start leaving at 8:30, which leaves you and I, Brian, to have to create a new segment on the show.
Evolve.
We have to evolve. We have to figure out a post Larry,
Post Larry.
8:30, 8:40-ish to 9 o'clock segment.
I think that we should start bringing in like a guest call.
The callers.
Like a fan call, like somebody, like people that are active in this chat. Like we pick someone, like a special person, like a radio call, and they would call this show, and we talk about their thoughts about the wrestling that is happening right now.
And they can like say their opinions on what happened on the show.
Yeah, just like whatever they want to fucking say.
So we would need like a.
However, Necro Butcher called this show.
But didn't we do
is
that
how-
on? Did he call on Skype?
No, it was Zoom. It might have been Skype.
We gave him
might
like
have
a Zoom phone number.
It might. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think
I
it
don't
was
remember
Zoom
either, dude.
because I remember calling "Here Comes the Lame," and I like interrupted your show by calling with
Right,
my
because we
phone.
were testing the Necro call.
I was testing the Necro call like vigilante, and I was doing it without your knowledge, and
how
I
did
made
you do it?
you.
Do you remember how you did it?
Yeah, I used my work phone, and I
You
dialed the
the
number.
phone number that I provided to you.
Just how Necro Butcher called to this show. And I think that we should do that with fans that are participating.
Larry just making an amendment. He wants to say that honorable mention to Dracula / vampires overall.
I think that we should both give our Mount Rushmore,
Mount Rushmore of horror.
Of horror.
Are you
yeah.
gonna go? Well, Mount Rushmore is like an all-time. It's etched in concrete or in stone.
Well, right. It's like throughout time,
But
the greats.
I guess the point that I was trying to make to Larry while you guys were yelling at each other for one of the many times on this program is that, like it or not, there's always a top guy. And I just feel like right now, Art is the top guy.
There is no other guy,
not
dude.
saying
There's
that
no.
there's like legend status, not saying that he's going to get a gold jacket, but the medium's been barren. I mean, Hereditary is one of the best ever, but
it's not. There's no villain. There's
it's
no
almost
villain.
10 years old, and there's no real villain except Satan and Payman.
The repeating villains is someone like Ghostface from Scream.
Right, like somebody
There's
that
no-
you build the franchise around.
Exactly, and there's no.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of any other horror movies that exist that have one. They are still making Scream movies, so that is definitely a contender
Yeah,
of Ghostface.
but I don't know. Much like everything that gets made and remade, it's like the new Scream sucker. It shit sucks.
It's all the same shit.
But
I
listen,
mean,
still
it's
an
hard.
iconic character though.
Dude,
You know,
and
and
it's
yeah,
always it's
somebody
always
in the
like
chat-
in the Scream movies, somebody else is always Ghostface.
Right. You
Like
can
that's
always
what somebody
put
said in our
over
chat.
as well. That yeah,
Like it's
somebody
somebody
said in the chat,
else
it's
in the
always-
Ghostface
But
mask.
that doesn't diminish the iconic status.
No, that's what makes the Ghostface
Yeah,
iconic.
it's
is that's
almost
what
lends
someone-
itself to the And okay, so let's go Mount Rushmore. I think I would, based on my age and the things that I experienced as they were coming out for the first time, I gotta put Ghostface on my Mount Rushmore. I have to. And also, in spite of multiple, like there are probably, just like Star Wars, there are probably more bad movies about this guy than there are good movies about this guy, but I gotta go Mike Myers.
Well, that Mike Myers, that's Halloween, right?
Yeah, Halloween. So Ghostface, Mike Myers, gotta go Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Leatherface.
Same theory. Like, yeah, there have probably been more bad, cheap, horrible, money grab interpretations.
There's nothing
of
like
it.
the original,
Right.
dude.
But if you think about the actual character and the iconography of it and the visuals of it, you gotta go Ghostface, Michael Myers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and the fourth person could be anybody. But Larry said Satan.
Great.
I'll
I
go,
mean,
I'll
that's
go, so if Larry could say Satan, I'm going to say like possessed little girl, exorcist,
like
and
ghost movie, like
beyond.
paranormal movies,
like any kind
Paranormal
of
Activity.
exorcism movie, anything where somebody crab walks or fucking runs on the ceiling.
But you can't use that because then there has to be like a top exorcist movie.
Well,
Because
the
there's
top
like good
is
ones
1
and
through
shitty
3.
ones.
The top is always 1 through
Well,
3.
no, but have you ever seen The Last Exorcism? Where it's like found footage.
Is that about the guy who's like the charlatan? And he's like, oh, he's like
Pretends
the
he's like a
exorcist.
pretender. He's a
Yeah,
pretender.
but he's like, oh, I just make them think that they're getting exercise. Right.
And then
yeah,
it's a
that
thing.
one's great. That one's great.
That's a great Exorcist movie.
Yeah. So yeah, and I would probably rank that as number one over Michael Myers, Leatherface, and Ghostface.
I love
more than
paranormal.
anything. I love.
But that doesn't count because it's not a
possessed
physical.
people
It's not a
movies.
physical being like. It's not like a character like you can put on a T-shirt. Like we make the horror of like the Legends of Horror. You can't put paranormal. I mean, you did the Necro Butcher with the Ring, which was kind of like
Ooh, okay. So how about I could go? I forgot.
Samara was her name or something.
Well, I mean, those are all iconic people as well, But I was even thinking like Hannibal Lecter.
Dude, well, let me do
classic.
mine.
Okay,
let me
what's
do
yours?
mine,
What's yours?
motherfucker.
So wait, mine is officially the original girl from The Exorcist. What's her name? Ghostface, Leatherface, fucking whatever the other thing I said. Alien.
Great fucking horror movie, dude.
Yeah, like the Alien, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, you go,
But
Brian.
see, but that's a totally different. It's so crazy. There's
You could,
movies.
but if you believed in it, you could go there. Like I wouldn't.
Dude,
tell
that's
you that
100%
doesn't count.
horror. That's
Yeah.
100% horror.
Yeah, if you really believed it and said that to me, I
Just
wouldn't.
like Predator, you could say Predator too if you wanted to.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at you about it. All right, what's your
I'm gonna go. I gotta go classics. Leatherface, Michael Myers. I would go Hannibal Lecter and Freddy Krueger.
Freddy. A lot of people like Freddy. I don't like Freddy as much as many
Well,
people.
Freddy is based on real life.
Xenomorph,
But he's not that it was like he was paranormal, but he was like Freddy Krueger's based on Ed Gein, is he not?
Leatherface deserves a Ribera jacket, says Graham Ryan in the chat. Shout out. Yeah, we're looking at we're looking at horror Ribera jackets. I mean, they all get one.
Honorable mention, Captain Spaulding from the House of a Thousand Corpses Devil Rejects series.
Oh, a classic. And where do you even rank like Pennywise even?
Dude, he could.
Like, the evil clown
He's
could be
definitely
top
in
four easily.
100%. Pennywise could be on a Mount Rushmore. 100%. Did you like the I Know What You Did Last Summer series?
Yeah, but
The guy in the trench coat fisherman, the
Gordon's
fisherman.
fisherman hook guy doesn't really do it for me.
a good
Jeepers
story.
Creepers doesn't do it for me.
Scarecrow.
Nah, none of that shit is like that good. I mean, I guess for some people it's like iconic shit, but I don't know.
That was the first. I would say that I Know What You Did Last Summer was the first horror movie I ever saw because my sister showed it to me when I was, however old I was when it came out. She showed it to me, and she's 5 years older than me, and she wasn't supposed to show it to me. What year did that come out? Do you know?
Where do you
It's
rank
been like 98.
Jigsaw?
Saw?
Yeah, where do you rank that?
Ooh. Dude, top tier.
Top
Top
tier.
tier. Yeah. Those just the gore and the way the murders. And Saw 2, I would say 1 and 2 are the best Saw movies. 1 and 2. The first one, classic, and the second one do you remember the second one? Where it's like in the police station?
They all like blend together for me.
There's so many, dude. But Saw is from books.
Shit was shot on like mini DV. Like mini DV camera, VX2000. People in the chat, Cowboy
I love
Network,
Saw.
Rhinestone Cowboy, Candyman.
I didn't like this Candyman.
Larry agrees in the chat. Saw is a classic though. They made way too many sequels though. Yeah, well,
Leatherface is based on Ed Gein. But Freddy Krueger is also based on a real life serial killer, and I can't fucking remember. It's making me tight.
Yeah, I mean,
Anybody in the chat?
and then you
also
have
Blair
Rain
Witch.
Girl.
Blair Witch is a classic.
Yeah, but Blair Witch doesn't have an icon in it.
No, it's that's like it's like paranormal. It's like witch. It's like a witch.
Yeah, but
the
it
witch
doesn't have
is
something that you could put on a T-shirt.
no.
You know,
No,
doesn't have
all
an
you can do is put on the lady's booger nose.
Yeah, you do just the eyes on a hoodie. or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Or the frame of the guy standing in the corner. You know, like the hardcore tees where it's like the band name up top and the shit below, and it's just a shot of like the crowd and the singer. Well, that you just do the person standing in the corner.
Scary. Dude, that's a great movie. Great fucking movie. Even the newer Blair Witch, if you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. There's three Blair Witches. The second one, The Book of Shadows, and then there's a one just called Blair Witch. I don't know if you know or if ever saw it.
Chucky. I mean, Chucky's got to be top 10. John Richter says Leatherface
Child's
and
Play.
Voorhees are like the Midnight Express of horror for him.
We've used all of these on the Legends of Death. All of these have been on Legends of Death t-shirts, which you can buy on boulevardbullies.bigcartel.com.
Right. By the way, Legends of Death Halloween shirts are only...
Well, so who are on the Legends of Death t-shirts?
Okay, first four are Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, Michael Myers.
That's the first one, which is Onita. It's Onita, Hayabusa, Terry Funk, and Cactus Jack.
Yes.
Best shirt
four.
ever.
And then the second one is Candyman, Pennywise, Pinhead, who we haven't mentioned until right now, from Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, top tier, dude.
Yeah, top tier right away. And
in that movie, I feel like the bad guy is
Ghostface.
Right. It's
Candyman,
Sabu,
Pennywise, Ghostface, Pinhead.
and it's Zandig, New Jack, Sabu, and Junkasai.
Correct.
Great
and then
shirt.
The third one is Captain Spaulding, Ringu Girl, Hannibal Lecter, and Chucky.
Which is Matt Tremont,
As
Masada, Necro Butcher, and Abdullah Kobayashi.
Yeah.
And pulling back the curtain, we actually asked Nick Gage if he would be Hannibal Lecter, and we got denied. And you know what? I would say that if we asked Nick Gage today if he wanted to be on the Legends of Death t-shirt,
Four?
he
Legends of Death 4?
He would say yes.
It's got to be Nick Gage's Art the Clown just to piss Larry off.
Right.
Yo. And like the smile, but it's Nick Gage's teeth.
Bro, Nick Gage was just announced for a match with Sami Callihan at Revolver. I forget what it's like, a steel heel
cage match.
I've never heard of the name of this match before, but I think it has something to do with a cage. Steel heel match.
I love that. So yeah,
do you think that he was lured? Do you think he was lured with drugs to go to that show?
Stop
Patrick?
it, Brian.
Do you think that Sami Callihan is who Brett Lauderdale was talking about?
Brian, that's not right. That's inappropriate. That's crazy. I don't like that. Don't talk like that.
Anything's possible.
Nick Gage is a friend of the program.
Are you excited? Are you excited for that match?
No.
I'm excited.
I'm glad you are.
I'm excited.
So happy to hear you tell me about it. I'm sure it'll be great. You know, I can't believe
Revolver
I'm saying
does great
this,
shit. Revolver does great shit.
But my commentary debut, the first time I ever commentated, was at an ICW show with the Struggles, where, Brian, you're not going to believe this. I was supposed to do the whole show, but I just did like the first 2 or 3 matches and then the last match.
Did you get too drunk?
No.
You were just
It was
excited?
that Drew Cordero drove in. It was the night that Joey Janela dressed like Orange Cassidy and they had their...
Okay, wait, this is pre-Chains.
This is pre-Chains.
And this is in the gym?
This is in the Queen's blue and white gym.
Is this before you did the announcing?
This is maybe a few months after I filled in announcing.
I was there for that.
How'd I do?
I don't remember, but I remember chanting "All the Heathers are dying"
Nice.
and it being very fun.
Thank you for your support. But Drew Cordero drove in from, wherever, upstate or Massachusetts, and he wanted to do like the IWTV stuff. So I got like the first and second match and then the last match. And the last match, Brian, was Sami Callihan versus Nick Gage.
At ICW.
At ICW in a ring with ropes.
Interesting. Was it good?
Sure. They did a figure four and reversed the pressure. I remember doing that because I was screaming reverse the pressure at the top of my lungs. I also called Nick Gage the deathmatch John Cena and Sami Callihan independent wrestling Roman Reigns because at the time he was wearing the D'Lo Brown.
What year was this Nicolas Gage?
2018, 17, 19-ish.
Dude,
January 2018.
Time is so weird. I only joined the Blvd Bullies and you. The first time I ever was at a wrestling match with you was Casanova Valentine versus MV Young. No ring death match when you wore the gold sequin jacket.
Oh, that was February. Yeah, that was the fashion.
And Casanova cried on my shoulder. He cried to me.
About what?
About his girlfriend that broke up with him that day.
Oh, Brian.
And he cried. Dude, that was the first time I ever met Casanova, and he made me cry. I cried with him. I was wasted, and we cried. He wrestled, and then we cried.
What was I doing?
I don't know. I think that you were in a fight with your girlfriend.
Probably. That does sound like me.
There was something happening.
Wow, that was
the first time. That was the first time. Dude, and I think that was 2019, dude.
Yeah, 18, 19.
And I wasn't even like a Blvd Bully. I didn't become a Blvd Bully until the night that I tossed my ring inside of the ring, and Eddie Kingston almost poked my eye out with his
chair.
thumb.
Yeah, the thumb and the eye and the chair thing.
That was my official Blvd Bullies entrance.
I was like, you know what? All right. All right. Well, I guess moving forward, we'll try to maybe take some calls in this 8:30 portion of the show.
I would love that. That it's very like Howard Sterney to like just like, or like Imus. You know, remember Imus?
Brian.
What?
Imus
in the morning. I used to listen to that driving to school with my dead father.
All right. Well, who won the DVD again? Who won
Chase
the Blu-ray?
Orlock.
Show the
Chase
Blu-ray.
Orlock.
Show the Blu-ray.
Chase Orlock won this fantastic, legendary,
wow.
rare.
I'm jealous. I want
Blu-ray.
that. I want that.
I have one, so I'm giving this one away.
Oh man, I want one.
And if you want to win something else, you can win this, and all you have to do is comment on this.
All you gotta do is comment on this video on YouTube.
On this video, once this live, and you're also gonna get these horror pain gore stickers
and everything.
Friend of the show.
Also, I believe, the address of the person who won the Vince McMahon T-shirt.
You didn't send it yet?
No, of course not.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to send it, though. This week we're sending that. We also have prints that we have to send. Somebody from England wanted 3 prints of the Legends of Death trilogy.
Do you have prints?
I have some prints, but I got to basically go make an order for prints.
Bro, we are slacking. We need merch. Mittens today commented on my shit and told me to fuck off, and told me that Chuds are banned, and that I should just continue to burn every bridge that I can. And I think that we need the Burning Bridge t-shirt.
Yeah,
Like, the man said it himself.
Well, if we do it now, he's going to think it was his idea.
Let him think it.
Yeah, we've been saying it for months.
Fuck Mittens.
Bren says he never got his meme or Newport box. All right, I'm going to send you a Newport box, Bren. 41 down says, I never got my PK card from like 3 months ago. All right, well, that's Sean. That's Sean's problem.
Wait, I think we should make a special announcement because it's 8:56.
What are you drinking?
I think it's time. I'm drinking tequila out of an ICW shot glass.
Sweet. All right. You want to make an announcement?
I think I would. I think that I would like
I
to
don't
make
have
the
the
announcement.
graphic ready. We're gonna have to post
I have
like-
it. I have the graphic. I'm going to post it as soon as I make this announcement. But our next guest that we have coming on the show, very special guest. He will not be here next week, but he will be here the following week after next week's show. And that
Not
is
this week, not the next week, the week
the
after.
man, the king, the god of this shit. Nicolas Gage will join Boulevard Bullies versus the World, the podcast
It's a podcast.
that he introduces every week.
Wow.
He
Unknowingly.
will join. He will join us
Yo.
and tell us all of the goings-ons of Nicolas Gage.
Not next week.
Chad Mins made a comment recently that Nicolas Gage thinks that Ginsburg is a piece of shit.
What?
And I'm going to personally ask Nicolas Gage
Oh, boy.
if this is true on live Tuesday, October 29th.
Hold on. Yeah, let me just check that date.
October 29th, the last Tuesday in October.
That's guest day.
That's guest day.
Last Tuesday
Nicolas
of the month
Gage.
is usually guest day.
We're going to have the man,
Yeah.
the king, the god.
October 29th. Holy shit.
We're going to see what he has to say about what's been going on.
We've been in talks.
We've been talking. The man has things going on that it has nothing to do with GCW and or drugs.
All right. Well, now who knows if he's going to come on after that type of.
Well,
We're just responding
he's
to the.
scheduled. We spoke to him. He's coming.
CUM. All right. Well. Within the fans unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out.
That's all we're
Boulevard
doing, baby.
Bullies every Tuesday live on YouTube, featuring my motherfucking boy, Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day. And anybody else who's watching. And to our enemies especially. Die slow. Out of time. Bye-bye. Boulevard.
Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.